Before we begin, we'd like to say that in our opinion, it is not suitable for children or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Go get the belt. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Thursday Night Raw Show. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, mate.
I was talking to them.
Well, it doesn't matter. I am doing very well, and I'll tell you why.
Why? Because we just got a little special delivery. Get your... Have you ever seen them move that fast? I haven't even seen them move that fast around Poon Poon. All right, keep your hands to yourself, mate. I'm just going to show it to the camera. Hands down. He's got his left hand balled up in a little fist as well. We've got some... We've got some beautiful biscuits from our friends at the Zingenberry Bakery. These are incredible. We are going to crack open a pack later. But not now.
That's torture.
That is torture. And that is how we like it.
I would follow that under UN war crimes, mate.
Yeah, it's cruel and unusual punishment.
It is.
But anyway, the biscuits have arrived. As those of you who were paying attention last week may remember, tomorrow is the Intoxicated Raw Show. We're going to go out for a meal. We're going to get, Francis is going to get smashed on the pasta.
Yeah.
Anton and I are going to get some booze in us. We're going to have a great time, come back off our faces and do the Raw Show. So tomorrow, if you're looking for some hot takes, some, cancelable offenses, what else can we promise people for tomorrow?
Well, if you want to see the last Trigonometry Raw.
Yeah. Yeah,
tune in.
Or the first, you could say the beginning of us on BitChute.
Yeah. It will be tomorrow.
Yes.
So tune in
You don't want to miss that. We're going to be off our faces. I'm going to have 3/4 of a glass of Prosecco, unlike last time when I had half.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great one.
It's going to be a great one. I've just rearranged my hair before the stream, and I've realised it's gone all Hitler.
Yeah. Well,
so anyway, there we go.
That is when we talk to his hairdresser now. That's what we say.
Yeah, we do.
Do the Hitler.
And by his hairdresser, he means Anton.
Exactly.
Okate Oki Watashi.
Good start, mate.
Yeah.
Just completely mispronounced.
Yeah, but if it was Gary, it would have been simpler. Hi, boys. The big question: if Jodie Turner-Smith also has white privilege, should Brad Pitt be cast as MLK in a biopic to even it up? Who's
Jodie Turner-Smith?
No idea. Anton, bring her up.
Anton, don't. I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's cracked on.
Oh, Anton is nodding in approval. So this is clearly somebody.
Let's see Jodie Turner-Smith.
You're acting like you did with the biscuits a second ago.
Yes, I want biscuits and Jodie Turner-Smith.
You haven't even seen her.
It doesn't matter. I can smell them. The biscuits, I mean.
There you go. Yeah, no, thank you.
What?
Miss Francis.
Where am I?
But you're the one on the left, mate, in the green jacket. I'd love to see Anton. Make that big full screen. I want to see. Let's reimagine Francis. Bloody skies! If you're watching, what I would love to see, and the viewers of Trigonometry, is that man with Francis' face on him. I think that's what we want.
Yeah.
With the green. There you go. Look at that. There we go. That one.
There you go.
With the green jacket. That's what we want.
Yeah.
We want a bit of FF looking like that.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff.
Well, she's got a very striking look, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. There we go. So, take a $6,105. Dems introduced court packing pill will soon be just the States of America, boys. We're fracturing at the seams over here.
Yeah. Well, look, they told you it was going to happen, didn't they? They did say that they're going to pack the court. And, I mean, this is what people were warned about. This is why, we talked about Joe Biden. I don't think he's going to be a good president for America. And this is a problem. This is the Democrats deliberately undermining. Why are you smiling? Is Poon Poon massively in favor, is she?
No, I
just pegged the belief in expanding the court into you.
No, I was going to say a cruel joke and I didn't.
Good. So, yeah, it's not good news. This is fundamentally altering the democratic system of the United States in a way that it wasn't designed to be. It's wrong. I don't agree with it. I warned this would happen. A lot of people warned it would happen, and now it's happening. So it's not good.
Anyway, thanks, Taker 610.
It's not good.
Oki Watashi, could you give our song a plug? It's called The
Sacred Cow Scotland
by the Salmon Rusty Singers. It's about our dear leader, Problematic.
Well, there you go. You've just given it a plug yourself there, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks, Oki Watashi.
Thanks, mate. Andrew Collins, love the show, guys. Even got the bleeder indoors to watch it. She says I should be more FF, a proper alpha male. Pegs it means pegs it.
Okay, Andrew. Well, you've got something in common with Francis there. I take it. Just
Anton, I'm an alpha male, aren't I?
yeah, there we go. Silence. Infinity Thoughts with a $5. Thank you very much. And I believe first time super chatter. Thank you, Infinity Thoughts.
Bev Wallace, hi bigots. Ever thought about interviewing Tom Walker, Jonathan Pye? He has some level-headed views on free speech, etc. He's cool. Birds love him. Don't use my catchphrase. No, we've actually asked Tom on the show, but he's not particularly interested in doing interviews.
Yeah, I don't think Tom is particularly interested in interviews. He did speak out at one point. I think he got a lot of pushback from part of his audience, and I think he decided it was just better to stick to the character act, which he's very good at.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep.
If he's changed his mind, by the way, we'll happily have him on, but I'm not sure that he has.
No. Peter O'Donovan. Owen Jones is earning more money than you guys, but you guys do better videos. According to the feminists, he's not allowed to have a kid. He's not allowed to have a kid.
Lol.
Lol.
Well, that's all your fault, Peter. That could have been a £20 super chat, right? But it was only 10.
How do you know he's earning more money than us?
Well, I'm pretty sure Owen Jones is earning more money than us.
Yeah, but he's left wing. He should be giving it all up to pay for public services.
I actually listened to Jeff Norcott's interview with Owen Jones, and there was some things where I was like, and Jeff actually was a bit like that as well. But he says, he makes sure he pays his fair share of tax, which is very unlike left-wing people, who we know personally anyway. Yeah. So maybe I'm sure he does. I think his first book did really well.
Champs, wasn't it?
Crushed it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he earns more money than us, but that's fine. People have to earn money.
But he's insinuating that his YouTube earns more money, which I severely doubt.
I doubt very much.
Next. Isabel Swan, Jodie Turner-Smith.
Oh, I see. Well, look, that's what diversity is all about.
Yeah, if I was Henry VIII, I'd prefer a black Anne as well. So,
you would be. I mean, that is who they should cast as Henry VIII. You.
Yeah, but they'd all be black.
Mate, if you think about Henry VIII in this particular incarnation, not only a massive fan of brown birds, but also a massive fan of food.
Yeah, he is, but he had syphilis.
Did he?
Apparently, that's what.
I mean, you're going to have that many wives. Eventually, you're going to come across.
Yeah, I'm just going to get brain rot.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Anton will look after me, won't you, Anton?
Yes, Isabel 31 Swan. Thank you very much for the $5 and for explaining it to us.
Kyle 8, $20. Came across your show last June. You guys continue to blow my mind. I was lefty until I found JBP, DJT, the Beanie, KK, and FF. Thanks for giving me confidence in being a bigot.
That is so funny because I always imagine this show through the lens of a Guardian journalist, and they don't get the irony. They don't get that when we say welcome to the show, you bigots. What we're talking about is ordinary, reasonable people being called bigots for having normal opinions. And imagine like a woke Guardian journalist just tuning in and going, thank you for giving me confidence in being a bigot. And they'll just write an article based on the super chat. So thanks, Kyle. We're now cancelled. Thanks to you, mate.
Yep. Perfecto. Pierre Donovan, I would love Konstantin to drink a whole bottle of absinthe. I wouldn't, because he'd die. He's been in this country too long.
Oh, you care about me?
Oh. No, mate. It's just... you
can't do this without me.
Yeah,
I know,
exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
Thanks,
and by it, I obviously mean the accounting. What is the first drink you'll have tomorrow?
Oh, a nice glass of red, I think, Anton. Or should we start with a little bubbly? What do you think?
A little bit of bubbly, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
A little bit of bubbles.
Yeah.
Little bit of bubbles.
Mate. So you can have a little extra carby starter.
Yeah, I'm going to. Oh, yes, ravioli, lovely. Paul Allen. Hey, would you guys have any vaccines to spare? I live in Toronto, Canada, and well, we seem to be running dry over here. Longest lockdown in North America. Yay.
Congratulations, Paul. You're crushing it.
Smashing it, mate. Lockdown is brilliant. In fact, Anton, I've got an article all about this.
About Canada?
About Canada, because I know we've got loads of Canadian bigots in the chat.
We do.
We do.
Some of the best.
We got some of the
very friendly
best.
bigots.
Yeah. And this is all about your lovely country.
Mr. Brown, Prime Minister Brownface, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's the first transracial prime minister.
Yeah,
there he is.
He did actually say that we're about to have a dangerous third wave in the UK.
Yeah.
So you either know something that we don't.
He looks like he's getting sucked off in that picture.
Thank you for putting that image in my mind.
He does, doesn't he?
You know what, Francis? I'll be honest with you, mate. I've never I don't know what that facial expression looks like because I've never watched another man be sucked off. But good to know what you're into.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's good to know.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to scroll down, and if Canada faces devastating third wave.
Justin Trudeau is under fire as COVID-19 cases per capita in Canada overtake the US for the first time amid a devastating third wave driven by new variants that are leaving younger people severely ill. Cases in the country, which won plaudits for its early response to the pandemic, recently hit 207.3 per million people, according to blah, 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 exceeding 206 per million in the United States, whose response was widely criticized before vaccinations were ramped up. On Monday, Canada recorded a record of 10,859 cases. Congratulations, Canada.
Infectious disease experts blame the resurgence on pandemic fatigue, the premature easing of restrictions, and more transmissible and dangerous variants, including the UK variant.
Off.
Yeah, it's the best variant, mate.
It's the best variant, mate.
We come over here, we infect your people. That's
Exactly.
what we do. Anton, get the gammon cam out.
Yeah.
Get it
out. We need it. Come on. That's it. Fucking English variant's the best variant in the world. We go around all around the world. We infect everybody. We're the best. You love it, you slags.
Thank you.
British strains for Canadian people. Right. A bit of the empire.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about the death rate.
Andrew Neil, if you're watching, we still want to be on GB News prime time. Get us in there, mate.
Absolutely, mate. Put that wig back on. Because it was just a joke.
Shut up. Unlike you, I actually stand the chance of being on GB News, and I'm tarnished by association.
What are you doing, mate? I'm a professional. I'm absolutely professional, as is Andrew. He loves this. He loves a bit of banter. Yeah. That's why when I asked the Spectator for him to come on, they never got back to us. Anyway, fuck him.
Well, maybe stop talking about his wig, and there might be a chance that it happens.
Well, he needs to know. He should go, when everything opens up, he should go and get a Turkish hair transplant.
Him and I would be on the same plane, mate.
Yeah.
I'm heading over. Anyway, things are unfortunately extremely challenging, said a doctor. Patients coming to the hospital and certainly in the intensive care unit now are younger. Many of them have been previously quite healthy.
He said that during the first two waves, older patients would be admitted and linger on wards for 7 to 10 days before deteriorating and being put on ventilators. Now patients are getting sicker faster and heading to intensive care within 48 hours.
Well, it's great to pick up everybody's mood, Anton, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've had enough of it. Basically, in Canada, they're having some problems. I'm sure Prime Minister Brownface will sort it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? All right, well, let's catch up on some more super chats. We'll catch up on some more PayPals, which I'm sure are flooding in. Infinity Thoughts with another $5. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Infinity. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin and its libertarian principles? Also, how about a guest to educate the bigots? Antonio Antonopoulos.
Antonopoulos?
Oh, no, Poulos, because Oulos, that's in Greek. Antonopoulos is great. It is. That's how you pronounce it. Isn't that right?
Anton?
Yeah, he's actually rapist.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Boom.
Oh.
Nailed with facts and logic.
Give him a biscuit.
No way.
Give me the fucking biscuit.
No way.
Give me a biscuit.
Sit.
Anyway, so we've actually had somebody on to talk about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it was the wonderful Dominic Frisby.
D to the F.
D to the F. So if you want, check out Dominic Frisby's
I mean, we didn't talk about it like for the whole episode.
No.
You know who we should probably get is Leah Halpern.
Oh, right. Yeah.
She's very into the Bitcoin.
She loves a bit of Bitcoin. So we should do.
But anyway, so no, Anton, go back because we were actually being asked for our opinion. And I like to give my opinion. Last time I gave it a little bit kickoff on Twitter. But anyway, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin and its libertarian principles? I actually think if Bitcoin is allowed to survive by governments, it could be a huge part because if you think about all the things that we've been through with trigonometry and the fact that it's very easy and it has been very easy for us to get cancelled. Well, new technology is now emerging that essentially will potentially over the long run allow you to be more independent. So right now, our areas of exposure are YouTube, which can remove our content. And then you've got the financial side of it, which we've mostly taken care of with Locals, which is a friendly platform. They actually believe in free speech. However, at the end of the day, no matter where you go, the one thing that people will always have control over is the money side of it. How do you get, even if you guys send us money on Locals.
Send us Bitcoin.
actually, you can send us Bitcoin. There's a link in the description.
Exactly. So send us
But
Bitcoin.
but how do you, if you guys want to support our show, and someone decides that our show is quote unquote problematic, well, the thing they will cut off eventually is your money. And they did this to all sorts of organizations in the past. They would shut down their bank accounts and whatever. Now, Bitcoin allows you to circumvent that, which is why I think the government will eventually come in of different countries and try and take over it somehow, or to make it more difficult. But I think in many ways, Bitcoin is the answer to the decentralization of the internet. And so we'll see how that breaks down. But thanks, James. I appreciate the question.
Lovely. Next, Don Graham. Warwick Davis is playing Michael Jordan in a bar pit next year. True story. Google it. Groundskeeper Willie's racist. Thanks, Don. All facts, all logic.
Thanks, Dom. I appreciate it.
Resin Pez.
Oh, Resin Pez, thank you so much. Let's get some big love, some hearts, some dinners.
Let's get some wigs in the chat.
Some wigs in the chat for the special Andrew Neil, but let's also get some dinners in the chat for the Rez and the Pez.
Yeah.
They've sent us £100. They're supporting the show, making it happen for everybody else. Let's get some love in the chat for them. Hi, guys, they say. We missed your last live streaming dinner at our local brasserie. We are all caught up now. On that note, here's cash for Anton's C21H23NO5. What does that mean?
What's that, Anton?
I think that's a heroin.
Oh, it's the chemical formula for heroin, is it?
Yeah.
All
Boom.
right. Okay.
I love the fact that you know the chemical formula for heroin,
yeah.
mate.
Are you Scottish?
What's going on? Anyway.
Resin Pez, thank you very much. We will make sure that with his lunch tomorrow, Anton gets a little bit of something in the bloodstream.
Next. KK looks like the main character from Disney Ants.
I don't know what that means.
There's Disney made a film called Ants back in the early noughties.
Did they? Let's find out. Let's find out.
Yeah, I think it was Woody Allen.
Robert Artisan, was it?
I think it was Woody Allen that did Ants.
Anton, stop laughing. You're fired.
See?
I mean, I see a bit of a resemblance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that one.
I don't look like that's more like Francis, that one. No, I look like the brown one.
Let's see.
The brown one, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can see that.
Fair
Next.
enough. All right, you're unfired. Anyway, we got a few PayPals as well. Go ahead and read that.
Mycroft, think of the splendificent exposure you'd get from a half-witted, arse-jangling gaffle of a Guardian article. I say bring it on.
Absolutely. Make
Well,
it happen.
quite.
Douglas Dowie.
Douglas Dowie.
As a Scot who also considers himself British. Thanks, British. Thanks so much for doing that interview with Neil.
Thanks, Dougie.
I went into Northern Irish towards the end then. I'm not going to say the thing that you want me to say.
Yeah.
You know, about the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next.
Well, Lara.
Yeah.
Lara sent us a $5 and no comment.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Lara. Lovely. And Mark Williams sent us £2. Says, have you talked about the brown bird with the unpronounceable name yet? Who would that be? Who's the brown bird with the unpronounceable?
Don't know.
We got to find out, though.
Yeah, we have got to.
And Filippo Berio says, hi, guys. FF loving the denim shirt and green T-shirt combo for the third stream in a row. Like Karl Lagerfeld, when you nail a killer outfit, why ever change clothes again?
Correct. That's what I do.
It hasn't been washed, I can tell
actually
you.
hasn't been washed.
No.
Because that's how you get the flavour.
We also missed a super chat, apparently. Anton has just sent it to me. Let's find out who's saying what. It's Infinity Thought says, hey all, first time in the chat too. Been watching yous the last 6 months. Really enjoyed the content and muchos pants. Thanks for keeping me sane. Infinity Thoughts, thank you for being sane.
Yep.
More or less.
Okay, excellent. Evening, lads. Been away for a bit. The longer this COVID goes on, the more plausible the conspiracy is becoming. Going to a pub is like detention now.
Just so you know, Francis, can you see what people are putting in the chat?
Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
There's a lot of bombs in the chat.
Yeah. Thanks, Sean T.
Well, I'm getting rinsed for my Scottish accent as well.
Yeah, good.
Stable Ferry says, for a man who spent 8 years in Scotland, KK, that accent is crap, lol.
Shorty222, brilliant interview with Neil Oliver last night. You so pegged it, and with Seb Gorka on America First, well impressed. P.S. Love Anton's accent. Thanks, Shorty22.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Shorty. And it was Neil is one of my favorite guests. He's so brilliant. And you know what? I don't know about you, Francis, but my favorite part of that interview was actually him talking about the history of the British Isles.
Yeah, it was
and the English and the Scottish relationship over the centuries. I found that so interesting, and he's so good at telling that story. You know, and you can tell the love and the passion that he has for it. It was a really wonderful segment of that interview, as well as the rest of the interview, of course.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Thank you. June Hope with a tenner. Japanese PM to drink radioactive water to show it's safe to dump in the sea. 1.1 million tons of it. Anyone else thinking you'll be drinking tap water and fish will end up with 3 eyes?
Well, I remember a story about, I think it was in Argentina, the health minister, there was some kind of scare about fish causing salmonella. And so he ate fish live on air and got salmonella.
Did he?
Yeah.
Good. That sounds brilliant. That's what you do. No, the fish is perfectly fine. Look at me. I will eat the fish.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, acted for you there. Bit of drama. Love it.
Bit of drama.
Bit of drama.
Anton, let's crack on, mate. Catch up on a few more.
Actually, this is from Sarah Bernard. Actually, KK could be a bit Ant's trouble. Is Anton Deck has a better ring than Anton Mole?
Anton Mole.
Next. Thanks, Sarah.
Anton Mink, surely.
Yeah. James Hayes. Petition to repeal 2003 Communications Act. Everyone go sign it and get it debated. One of Blair's atrocious creations, making it easy to prosecute speech in the UK.
Excellent. Thanks, James.
Here's for the FF and my favourite Aziz Ansari impersonator. Yes. Next.
No comment.
Holby Hamilton. Peter McCormack is good guest for cryptocurrency discussion. I think I saw Zuby on his show once and I got in trouble for saying Zuby the like button.
We actually told Zuby that we say Zuby the like button last time we had him on the show. He took it in good spirit.
He did. That's from Vlad.
Vlad Rizantsev. Thank you very much for the £5. He's given us pounds as well.
More importantly, how was the Italian meal? We'll tell you tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, tune in and we'll tell you all about it, Vlad. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, really enjoyed the interview with Mercy Maroki. Top stuff. FF, has your stiffy gone down yet?
No.
Yes, because I'm rapidly approaching 39. And I don't have the staying power I once used to.
I really enjoyed that interview. It was great.
Yeah.
Samaj Lucian says, greetings from flyover country in the US. You are both a breath of fresh air, humorous and great guests. Cheers. Samaj Lucian, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
We get a lot of new people, a lot of new love in the chat.
Well, that's because all the old ones are leaving.
Yeah,
they can't handle it.
They can't
handle the banter. But we also have £1 from Mark Williams, who says, the brown bird, BBC, and he sent us a little article. Okay, let's check it out. In the meantime, Francis, why don't you tell us what story we should talk about?
Well, there's lots of stories to talk about. We've got tons and tons because there's been so much happening in the world. Can you tell I am trying to fill
Anton, pop the...
Why don't we talk about this 1 in 4 COVID?
Oh, yes. Let's find out.
Let's do that.
Let's do a bit of that. Go on, Anton.
And handily.
Anton has taken over. He knows we can't manage it on our own.
This is on Retalk as well, so we can...
Oh!
We can talk about the Retalk.
We can talk about Retalk. 1 in 4 COVID deaths in UK not caused by the disease. Let's see.
Hello.
And it's from the nationalnews.com.
So we're all dying from a disease without dying from
it. It's the nationalnews.com, which as a website sounds perfectly legit.
No, it was actually in the Telegraph as well, mate. So.
Yeah, but nationalnews.com does sound... Now, see, core of COVID deaths not caused by virus. New figures show. Calls to speed up roadmap as 23% of recent deaths are people dying, inverted commas, with disease rather than from it.
Yes.
So, almost a quarter of registered COVID deaths are people who are not dying from the disease, new official figures show, as the government was urged to move faster with the roadmap in the light of increasingly positive data. The latest figures from the ONS show that 20% of coronavirus, 23% of coronavirus deaths registered are now people who've died with the virus rather than from an infection. Which means that while the person who died will have tested positive for COVID, that was not the primary cause of their death recorded on the death certificate.
Other data also shows an increasingly positive picture of the state of the pandemic in the UK. Daily death figures by date of death reveal that Britain has had no more than 28 deaths a day since the beginning of April, even though the government announced deaths have been as high as 60. This is because the government gives daily updates on deaths based on the number reported that day, which can include deaths from days or weeks previously, and therefore may not reflect the true decline in deaths. On Tuesday, the government announced that there had been a further 23 deaths. I feel like we're doing a coroner's report.
Yeah,
that's what the show has become. We just go, more people dead, Canada dead, America dead, everybody's dead.
Your career dead.
Dead, very dead.
Sean T, 1 in 4, and the rest, ... Well, we will see, Sean T. We will never... Do you know the sad thing is we're probably never going to find out the true stats and figures because they're going to do an inquest and then that's going to get fudged. So the reality is...
Look, Anton, I think we're done with this. What we need, and I've said this from day one, is we need a full, thorough, independent investigation of everything to do with the pandemic, everything to do with lockdown, everything to do with the fucking track and trace 12 billion pounds wasted. Everything to do with all of this needs to be fully independently investigated.
It won't be.
It won't be.
So,
but that's what should happen.
Well, you know,
there we go. We can just sit here and whine about it.
Yeah, but that's what should happen.
Anton,
but it won't happen.
Let's talk about somebody now. I should preface this by saying Project Veritas and James O'Keefe is rather controversial. They keep being accused of being super right wing or whatever, and I don't take every single thing that they produce necessarily at face value. Having said that, they have been doing very good work. We haven't shown you any clips of theirs on the show in the past, but they're basically an investigative journalistic outfit which aims to expose
pedos.
No, actually,
I don't. Not interested.
Yeah, they're not interested in that. Expose corruption and lies, particularly in the mainstream media and in the democratic political landscape. And they have just done, and what they do is they get undercover people to go into these organizations and get the people from those organizations to say themselves what is going on. And this particular latest one is about CNN. This is really worth watching. Check it out.
Which one is this?
That's it. That's how you do it. He builds it up.
I talked about it for ages, giving you time to work out which one it is. Anton, did you even put it in the chat? Oh, for fuck's sake. You see what I'm dealing with?
This is it.
You know
this is what you come here
Anton,
for.
Anton, I was going to say...
production values.
I was going to say you're fired, but we're not going to fire you. We're going to make it even more embarrassing than that. We're going to replace you with a bleeder. That's what we're going to do. All right? Fuck's sake. Unbelievable. Anton, where is it? Come on, mate. Sort your life out.
Did you put it in the chat?
Yeah, of course I put it in the chat. Now you're questioning you're now questioning me, are you? Is that what's happening here? And by the way, you didn't send us the list either.
This is full meltdown. Good.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
This is brilliant. This is exactly what we want.
All right. Fine. We'll come back to it when I find it because I'm going to look for it. Anton.
Yeah.
What else could... Oh, there we go. He sent us a list. All right. Cool.
No, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I lost faith. I lost interest in these boys when they don't answer the big questions, namely the JQ.
What about them fucking pedos?
And what about them fucking pedos?
Okay. You know what? Let's talk about... I'm going to find and send you the clip. But in the meantime, Anton, let's talk about Jeremy Vine discussing the important issue of Prince Philip's funeral. We'll talk about that, and then we'll get you a bit of a Project Veritas action in a second.
Yeah, there we go.
Listen to this.
In this brilliant country, we are going to see a group of 30 people who are going to be at this very restricted funeral. And I'm imagining it will be 30 people who are white. I'm just trying to think whether there's anybody of color in there, and I don't think so. Do you think that's a problem? Very diverse community.
There you are.
That is ridiculous, isn't it?
I'd say so, yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. Why would he wouldn't want them there?
Anton, I will send you one right now and just pull it straight up. Let's read the super chat.
After last year's BLM protests, in order to make the Idris Elba TV character Luther more authentically black, the BBC are going to change the name of the show to Luther.
That is very funny, very problematic, but also very, very funny.
Well done, Keith. Good stuff. Good joke.
It's a very edgy but very funny joke. Thomas Hoffer was at £25. And no comments. Thank you very much. Danke schön. Thomas, thank you. Anton, I haven't actually seen this particular clip that I've just sent you, but it's a part 3 of a whole series of revelations about CNN. So the first 2 basically reveal, number 1 was about they basically boast that they got Biden elected, and they say their mission at CNN was to get Trump out. That's the first one. The second one is about coronavirus and lockdown, and they say that while Trump was in office, they're trying to get the numbers as high as possible. And this one apparently is about how they're trying to help Black Lives Matter. So Anton, let's just go
this
back
time
to the beginning.
we see Chester reconciling the truth that actually exists.
I was trying to do some research on like the Asian hate, like the people are getting attacked or whatever. A bunch of black men that have been attacking Asians. So I'm like, what are you doing? Like, we're trying to like help like with the BLM, and like we're gonna like, I mean, it's individuals, it's not a people, you know. That's not good. The optics of that are not good. These little things like that are enough to set back movements, you know, because the far left will start to latch on and create a story of like criminalizing an entire people, you know, just easier headlines that way, I guess.
White shooter, black shooter. Which one are we gonna, you know, like?
Yeah, for the longest while, like the story was like people were like lapping up that it was like, you know, white guys for like so long. I haven't seen anything about focusing on the color of people's skin that aren't white. They just aren't saying anything. You know what I mean? They're just not. All of a sudden, that story loses a little steam from it. They just like leave it be.
Why?
I don't know. Like you can shape an entire people's perception about anything on how you do it, right? Like
How do we do that?
it's by like forcing the story to help like your platform. You know, like you can all of a sudden say like coal is the future of like energy. Well, that could be propaganda because like who owns the company might have stake in like coal.
I doubt Charlie Chester will be the last employee we hear from at CNN. Stay tuned, America.
And this is part of a whole series of revelations. They've done other stuff before. I'd recommend you check the other ones out. Basically, the guy literally admits how they're massaging the narrative on all sorts of things. And here he openly says they're trying to help BLM and ignore people's skin color unless they're white, of course.
And the good thing is as well that his name is Charlie Chester.
Yeah, and he does like a lot.
Well, you know what Charlie Chester is Cockney rhyming slang for?
No?
Work it out.
Charlie Chester, something, Uncle Fester.
No, molester.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it is in Cockney rhyming slang. It's a bit of a Charlie Chester. Anyway, excellent.
But anyway, they've caught a lot of people, and it's really worth watching because you're getting it in the people's own words, you know. And he says in the previous clip, I think part 2, he says there's no such thing as unbiased news. Like we literally set the agenda. So there you go.
That's good.
Yeah, great news.
That's what you want. That's what you want. That will really reaffirm faith in the American media and institutions as a whole.
They became political, and they want a certain result.
Yeah, they do. To be fair, they got it.
To be fair,
they did. They got what they intended. There we go.
Anton, I'm going to send you something in the chat.
There you go.
Bloody Skies did not miss a beat with making that.
Of course he didn't. He's in Stoke. What else is he going to do?
Let's catch up on the super chats.
What else is he going to do? Henrik Sivertson, don't fire Anton again.
Why not?
Thanks, Henrik.
Thank you very much. Bloody Skies has sent us £2 on the PayPal. Says, I have black friends and I love me some curried goat and dumplings. Does that mean I'm blacker than Luther? Also check for locals, which we're about to pull up for you in a second.
Lovely.
Anton's also sent us a couple of missed super chats, which I'll catch up on in a second. There you
go.
There
I am. I look delighted, as I should do.
No, you don't. You look sleepy.
No, I don't. I look delighted. Look at that.
Look at your massive head.
Yeah,
Look
it's
how
good.
massive your head
It's
is.
because I've got all that brain in it. That's what it is. She looks delighted, as she should do.
Yeah. Ollie the Owl with a tenner says, I'm not leaving anywhere, you bigots. The owl is here for you two. Let's get the good old English banter flow. This Romanian loves it. Cheers. Ollie the Owl, thank you very much. And Max Anthony with a fiver says, have you thought about getting anyone on to talk about Northern Ireland? Great interview with Neil Oliver. We have thought about it. We haven't decided to do it just yet. We'll continue to keep it under review. Let's just say it like that. Also, Mahala has sent us £1.50. He or she, I think she, says, have you heard Denmark has stopped all AstraZeneca vaccines and the Czech Republic have bought up all their dodgy vaccines because they don't give an F? I haven't heard that, but that does not surprise me. I have been to the Czech Republic and people there definitely don't give an F.
Yeah, no, that is absolutely true about Denmark and with the AstraZeneca. But it's something like 0.0002% or something. But they are more than welcome to do what they wish.
Should we talk about your boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, your boys have been busy cancelling people.
What have we done?
Well, Latinos,
yeah,
not happy.
What have they done?
They've kicked off a little bit in America, and they've decided it's important for them to come out in a progressive way. Anton, I'm giving you all the hints here. Come on, mate.
Let's do it. Let's see what my lot have been doing.
Jesus Christ, Anton. Come on, work with me here.
Come on.
Third one down.
Have you been back on the sauce again, Anton?
I don't think he's stopped being on the sauce.
No, mate, he hasn't.
I think he's permanently on the sauce now. No, not that one.
That is very good, though.
It is very good, but it's not that one. Anton, we're going to get this shit right.
Yeah, come on.
The third one down.
We can do this. Look, we're as professional. Yeah.
Apparently, Luther also knows his dad. Yeah. I mean, we'll get into the Luther thing in a second. Anton, I want to talk about his lot.
Yeah. But see, we've silenced Anton. We've got to him. The Colombian mafia have got to him. You'll not talk. You shut up. Oh, that's my mum. Anyway.
Anton, what's going on?
No.
It's the third one down. The Latino activist supposed Chicago suburb story.
Give me a minute.
All right. Anton is not drinking tomorrow when we go for our meal because the stream will be an impossibility. The Raw show will be an impossibility. Anyway, let's talk about Luther.
Yes. So let's talk about Luther. Anton.
Stop looking at him. You can't concentrate when you look at him. Let's talk about Luther.
So, he can't perform if you look at him.
No, you can't. For those of you who are outside the UK, there's a great show in the UK called Luther about a detective. Is it detective?
He's a detective, yes.
Yeah. He's an angry man, and he's played by the brilliant actor Idris Elba, who was Stringer Bell in The Wire.
Yep, he's brilliant. It's a brilliant show.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah,
and he's a massive hit with the ladies as well.
Well, of course he is. Look at him. Anyway, he
there he is.
Anton, let's scroll down. So hand-wringing over the diversity of BBC dramas is an insult to modern Britain. So somebody at the BBC basically said that the character is not really black because he doesn't have black friends and something.
Yeah. Okay. A recent critique of Idris Elba's performance in Luther is symptomatic of ugly prejudiced thinking from a supposedly progressive crowd.
Yeah, very progressive.
Well, let's see.
Ben Lawrence.
There he is. I nearly didn't write this piece. I realised that as a white, middle-class, middle-aged man wading into the identity politics debate, I might as well just find the nearest pack of wolves and throw myself in their path. But something needs to be said about the regressive idiocy that is threatening the creative spirit and the sheer enjoyment which the worlds of arts and entertainment bring to millions of people. The trigger, to use a modish phrase, is a comment recently made by Miranda Wayland concerning the character of John Luther, played by Idris Elba in the hit BBC crime series Luther. Wayland, the corporation's head of creative diversity, said that while she, like many, initially fell in love with the character, of course she did, darling, by series 2, she was wondering, okay, he doesn't have any black friends, he doesn't eat any Caribbean food, this doesn't feel authentic.
Exactly, because if you're black, you're supposed to eat a certain kind of food. Otherwise, you're not black.
So Luther wasn't black enough. That is horrendously patronizing to Elba, who carried the show and indeed was an executive producer, as a man of African heritage, not Caribbean. Please take note, Miss Wayland, starring in a leading role on primetime BBC One, a true pioneer. Wayland is surely not advocating a sort of reversion to the stereotypes that tainted drama for years in
Keep scrolling.
in which ethnic minority characters were often gangsters, or in the case of Indian representation, intransigent patriarchs. With Luther, the show's creator Neil Cross has said that Elba was initially attracted to that role precisely because race was not a factor.
Oh my God! Wow, a black man who doesn't want to be stereotyped based on his race. What a weirdo!
Yeah,
yeah. Why wouldn't you just want to be treated like an individual?
Yeah, but Cross has also said that it would have been an act of tremendous arrogance for me to try to write a black character. This comment, made prior to Wayland's, is just as spectacularly unhelpful. It feeds into the new cult of only being allowed to write about your own specific background, siloing the creative mind into the makeshift prison of identity politics. Cross, as a writer, should be allowed to write about whatever sort of character he wants. That is a right of the artist who for hundreds of years has enjoyed creative thinking. In the prism of modern thinking, will Tolstoy have dared to explore the mind of Anna Karenina, or Shakespeare ventriloquize the words of the Moor? From a fellow. But now we have...
Mate.
Yeah, well, you're a bit ignorant about that. I'm fucking cultured. But now we have reached a stage at which authors' flights of fantasy, which is their stock in trade after all, are under threat. Look at the hatred directed towards a not white novelist, Janine Cummins, for daring to imagine herself as a Mexican immigrant worker in her bestseller American Dirt, or the knee-jerk criticism directed at the decision to allow black poet Amanda Gorman's work to be translated into Dutch by Mareike Lucas Reinveld, a white writer, even though the latter had been approved by Gorman herself.
Cancel her anyway.
Cancel them both!
Get rid of them. Cancel
One's white and the other's a white enabler.
I mean, look, cancel the black poems, you know.
Yeah, exactly. She's a white enabler. We need to get rid of her.
Yeah. How fascistic, how depressing, how insulting to the very notion of art.
Thank you.
We're just going to pause in the middle of sentences.
Yeah, because it gives a gravitas.
Yes. Similarly, we have now a situation in which even actors are expected only to play roles that reflect their own ethnicity or sexuality. You can't play gay unless you actually are. A ridiculous view which goes against the very notion of the profession, which is to transform yourself into somebody entirely
And that
different.
is really offensive, actually. It's genuinely offensive because there's loads of gay actors that play straight. George Clooney, Tom Cruise.
Okay, well, we're now getting sued by two of the richest men in the world. That's what we want.
It's a joke, boys.
You could have said Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, but he's no longer an actor, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, this is what's happened. And there was a lot of trolling and bantering about it, Anton, but I want to talk about His Boys. Can we talk about His Boys? Am I allowed?
No, you're not allowed to. You are
Did you
not
find
allowed
it?
to comment because it's not your ethnicity. Get in your lane.
Well, speaking of getting your lane, apparently Barack Obama is not woke enough now.
Good.
Is Obama now cancelled? Latino activists, your lot,
Yeah.
right, opposed Chicago suburb naming school after Barack and Michelle because the ex-president was the deporter-in-chief.
Yeah.
I mean, factually accurate, by the way, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit, they're
That's-
eating their own, aren't they?
That's a great advert for the new Toyota Corolla.
Anton, scroll down. We want to read the article, mate, please. And zoom in a little bit. A little bit more.
I was protesting you sending me articles from these tabloids.
Yeah, I know. Anton's not a big fan of the DM.
Yeah.
Cancel culture may be about to claim two more unlikely victims, Barack and Michelle Obama. Very problematic people. Latinos, right, one of them, activists in suburban Chicago have come out against renaming a local middle school after the 44th president and his wife this week due to his immigration policies. The issue came up on Tuesday during a contentious meeting at the appropriately named Waukegan, Illinois Board of Education, where members said they were opposed to honoring the man some call the deporter-in-chief. Mate, there's too many fucking adverts in this thing. I get your reluctance. Shut it down.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point is the woke are eating their own.
Good. Lovely. It's what we want. So anyway, Idris Elba isn't black enough because he doesn't eat yams and he doesn't hang around with other black people.
Yeah, and you're not white enough, mate.
Exactly.
You know why?
Yeah, why?
Because you're not actually racist.
I know, it's disappointing.
Just
I've got the
all
voice and everything.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Anyway, so
you've got the voice of a racist white man and the appearance of a Jewish man.
Exactly. It's all very confusing. I'm intersectional. Anyway, should we crank through with some super chats?
We should indeed.
We should do. Let's crack through with some old super chattios.
I think Anton's about to send us some.
Yeah, well, I think we've missed a whole bunch while we were having a meltdown.
George says, is Anton a special hire? Yes, mate, he's a scouser.
Yeah. Next. TK, the same week that Hank Azaria apologizes for playing a stereotype in The Simpsons, Luther is criticized for not being stereotypical enough. Absolutely.
It's almost like all of this stuff is really, really stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, Hank Azaria was the voice of Apu in The Simpsons, and he basically apologized. Interesting. Have you ever noticed this? And this is really interesting, Francis.
Yeah, what is it?
They never ever, when they apologize for all their great crimes, and he said he was contributing to structural racism or some moronic shit like that.
Yeah, he was going to apologize to every Indian, which would take a fucking long time.
It would do. Literally a billion conversations.
Yeah, and then most of them would be like, well, I don't speak English, mate, so I don't know what you're going on about.
A lot of people in India do speak English. Most of them would be like, fuck off, I'm trying to get some clean water, you prick.
Yeah, and they'd be like, what's The Simpsons?
Exactly. Yeah. But anyway, so he apologized for contributing to structural racism. Interestingly,
you used to be a translator, so you could work with him.
Yeah, I could, and then we'd both be cancelled. Anyway, he apologized. Never give the money back.
No.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't mean it. What do you think?
Could be.
I mean, I know I'm being deeply cynical.
Yeah, they could give the money to us.
Well, why? They haven't structurally oppressed me.
Yeah.
Or you.
No, but they could still give the money to us. Anyway, thanks a lot. Next.
TK, thank you for the $5.
Sarah Bernard, has anyone told Anton that while hair of the dog is helpful, you're not supposed to drink the whole bloody mutt? Also, HMRC called, please stop sucking Anton. They've run out of P45s. Very funny.
I'm just aware that Americans won't get any of that. HMRC is Her Majesty's thingy and customs?
Her Majesty Revenue and Customs.
Revenue Customs, there we go. Basically, you have to, they're responsible for employment. So if you fire someone, you need like a special form, which is called a P45. It's what you give someone when you sack them.
No, but we don't need that here because we tell Anton to leave, then he gets violent, and then we apologize.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're trapped.
I'll Fight You Naked says, haha, CNN eats a bag of weeds. Cool. Basher B with a $5 says, sadly, Biden's election proves what you say or do has no consequence as long as you have the right opinions. Neil Oliver, great chat. He looked worn down.
Yeah, he did.
Adam Barnett with a $5 says, you should get Africa Brooke on trigonometry. I mean, sounds like a porn star, I'll be honest with you, mate.
Absolutely, which is why we should get her on trigonometry.
Anton, do you know who Africa Brooke is?
No. Are you aware of her work?
Probably not a porn star, then. He knows them all.
Yeah.
Okay, so Africa Brooke, we can surmise from this conversation. Definitely not a porn star. Definitely not a junior pole vaulter. Not a beach volleyball player for the Brazil national team. Right? What else? And definitely not a gymnast in the 19 to 23 age range.
Yep, absolutely. He's leaning in now.
Yeah, he's doing the research.
Yeah, good for him. All right, let's crack through with some more super chattios. Human Kirk, how did journos write this tripe not knowing this? Elba starring a BBC show is not new. Red Dwarf had a black Scouser as a lead back in the 1980s, one of the greatest British sitcoms of all time, which was Red Dwarf, and it had Craig Charles. Very funny show. Have you ever seen Red Dwarf?
No.
Anton, fan of Red Dwarf?
Yeah, I love it.
It's a great show. Next, Vlad. Anton is such a good made-up name for a Liverpudlian, although I probably would have gone for Igor or Oleg. Igor was funny and Bert Kreischer's Machine.
Yeah.
There we go. He wasn't a fan of the Machine.
Basher B, I wasn't a fan of the Machine. I didn't like it, actually. Basher B with the 499 says, lived 9 years with an African Cypriot friend. His dad played no part in his upbringing. What color should he have shared goat with? What color of friend should he have shared goat with?
Black, of course.
I don't know, mate. This is getting so complicated, isn't it?
Who knows? Next. Then we're going to see. Michael Gove's Gooch the like button, 800 FTW.
Oh, yes, indeed. If you guys want us to keep going, we are currently on 413 likes.
Yeah.
And in 11 minutes, if we're not up to 800 likes, the stream will end. However, if we do hit our target of 800 likes, we'll continue for another half an hour before YouTube promptly takes all the likes away from us.
Yeah.
So get smashing if you want us to carry on.
Yep, absolutely. And next. Should Simpsons apologize for Jewish stereotypes? They should apologize for everything. They should apologize
The Scottish one was pretty racist.
Yeah, you should apologise to Indians for Apu. You should probably apologise to Mexicans for Bumblebee Man. Ay, Dios mío. That one, yeah, you should apologise for that. You should apologise to Scottish people. You should apologise to Chinese people because they're all yellow. You should apologise to everybody. Everyone. There we go. Good. Mr. Winter, remember when Homer tried to make Bart straight? He takes his son to a metal factory where they work hard and play hard. Great bigotry. Very funny. Okay.
KK needs to make a KK Reacts channel where we can watch him discover a dwarf. Make it happen. Thanks, Sven Helga Haheim. I forgot to do that with the 50 Norwegian krona. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. FF had to keep his legs crossed for the whole interview with a lovely dark-skinned lady. I wonder why. Because I'm a gentleman. And because of the convictions. Next. Danelle Jones, KK and FF. You are oppressed. You are comedians in exile. Long live the victims of humorlessness. Love, Neil. Thanks. Cheers, Danelle.
Neil was a great interview. And we have another brilliant interview coming for you this Sunday. It is with Will Noland, who is the Eton teacher who was dismissed from his job for a controversial lecture about how men are brilliant.
Yeah, about how men are excellent.
Yeah, we just talked about why men are the best, really. That was the bulk of the conversation.
Yeah.
That is coming out this Sunday. Look forward to that. And we also recorded a couple of cracking interviews today.
Very good.
We'll tell you about them in a
Tasty.
second. We'll tell you about them after 8 o'clock if we're still around. In the meantime, Anton, let's go to the next super chat.
Simpsons should apologise to lazy fat cops. Exactly.
Yeah, this is true.
And for portraying them as pigs.
Anton, there's been some terrible news. The last story I sent you today, the very last one. Let's talk about that. It's very sad. Francis, have you heard the sad news?
No.
Yeah, well, you're about to.
Let's see.
Let's see the sad news. Go on. Very sad.
Go on.
Very sad. Look at that. The Huffington Post UK news desk has been axed.
There we go.
Look, I think we need a minute's silence, silently just clapping like this.
A blow to quality and objective journalism.
Yeah.
We must all hang our heads in a moment of silence as the greatest publication in the world shuts its doors for the last time.
Our thoughts are with you. The quality of journalism offered by Huffington Post was nearly as good as Vox and The Guardian.
And BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed, absolutely. One of the stalwarts of factual reporting, of truth, and focusing on the right issues. We wish them well. They'll not be forgotten.
And we will never forget them.
No, we won't. I mean, we never knew them in the first place.
Yeah.
So we'll never forget them because we never knew who. So, you know.
Yeah. And we wouldn't want to know them either.
No.
But we will never forget them.
We'll never forget them if we find out who they are.
Yeah.
Which we won't.
No, because they probably won't like us.
No.
They might know who we are.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably do. It's very sad. There's a lot of people being very sad in the chat.
Anyway, moving swiftly onwards to the next super chat. I'm 4'10". Could I count as a dwarf? I could wear red to be a red dwarf.
What do you think?
I don't know.
How do you feel about the dwarf situation? What are your thoughts on the DQ?
On the DQ?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds
The
like
dwarf
something. That sounds a bit different, doesn't it? The DQ. Anyway, thanks, Sarah. No idea how to answer that, love. I'll be honest with you.
By the way, I should say we are currently on 611 likes, so we need 189 more in the next 7 minutes. Otherwise, we will end the stream. We gave you a few minutes extra grace time last time. We can't do that anymore.
You can't. Klaus Ferrara. What a wonderful made-up name.
Yeah.
Have you seen the furore around the comedian Robert Webb's recent interview? Love Red Dwarf. Finish this sentence. FF smoked me a kipper. I saw Red Dwarf a long time ago.
Breakfast.
There he is. All of a sudden, he's woken up.
Oh, I thought the answer was I'm not gay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 80s comedy.
No. It was sophisticated humor at its best. Apparently, Robert Webb said something about trans kids.
Oh, yeah, he did. He went on someone's podcast and the guy was interrogating him saying, I've got 2 kids. They're all gender fluid. One of them has just come out as trans or something.
Why would he get a comedian on to talk about that?
I don't know. Anyway, he asked him about his comments and then everyone's having a meltdown on whatever. Because Robert Webb didn't get down on his knees and, you know.
Oh, mate, hopefully he gets cancelled. We can get Robert Webb on the show. I'm a
He'd be
big
great.
fan of Peep Show. Bloody love Peep Show.
Mitchell and Webb was good as well.
Yeah. So hopefully he gets cancelled and we can get him on.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Jelly Deckers,
Jelly
Deckers,
Deckers.
sending us money from the land of pedos. Anyway, Mads Mikkelsen is going to be in Indiana Jones 5. I also saw The Green Mile for the first time today. It's an excellent movie. Are you lonely, Jelly?
The Green Mile is a great movie.
Yeah, I think Jelly's lonely.
Why would you make fun of someone being lonely?
I don't know, but he just is.
You know, you're not even making fun. You're just stating it like a depressing fact about his life. You're supposed to rinse him so he feels better about it.
Yeah.
Instead, you just go, yes, Jelly, you sent us €5. You're lonely.
Yeah, bless him. Bless Jelly. Hope you're well, Jelly. And I hope everything's going good for you. And yeah, you
What are you
crack on.
doing?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you? You're not getting the biscuit, mate. Stop insulting our audience. You only do it for comedic effect. You don't just go, oh, you're lonely. Anyway, next super chat. What the fuck is wrong with
Jelly
you?
knows that I'm teasing him. He loves a bit of it. That's why he comes here.
Why?
So he can.
So we can imply that he lives in a different country to the one that he lives in.
Right.
Insinuate that the country he doesn't live in, but we think he lives in, is full of pedos.
Yeah, riddled with it.
Right.
I prefer the phrase
Riddled with pedos.
Yeah.
Right, and then mispronounce his name.
Yeah.
And then you just go, he's lonely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that is not €5 worth of entertainment, in my opinion.
We've just given him €5 of banter now.
Yeah, we have. That's why I did it, because I can't just go, he's lonely.
He loves it.
You know what, Jelly? He's a bit down today. Anyway, next money.
Next super chat. Thanks, Jelly.
Unbelievable.
Edison Truro, another wonderfully made up name. 50% of the main cast of Red Dwarf were black. It was never mentioned. It was hugely popular. 30 years ago, it was actually, wasn't it? There was Cat, Danny John Jules, and Craig Charles. Great point. Thanks, Edison. And it was a hilarious show. Ollie L. Egler. Woke should cancel everything. Then there will be no movies, shows, food, fun. But everything will be 100% PC and they'll be happy. Exactly,
No,
Ollie.
They're never going to be happy. They're not unhappy because of all this stuff. They're unhappy because they're deeply sad, traumatized people. And actually, this is something we talked about. We've got 3 minutes and you bigots still need to upvote the stream to 800. We're a little bit short at the moment. We're 712. And if we don't get there, we will end the stream. So help me God, which he won't.
Yeah.
Doesn't like Jews. Anyway, it's
Quite
very,
right,
very
yeah.
anti-Semitic. There's a lot, you know, JC, Jeremy Corbyn, JC,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. A lot of similarities, mate, to be honest.
Yeah.
Anyway, we interviewed someone that you guys, most of you, have not heard of, I would imagine. Or two people, actually, that you wouldn't have heard of. The second one was Mary Eberstad, who is, it's unusual for us, but she is a Catholic, conservative Christian from America, who, by that description, many of you will disagree with. But actually, she made some really balanced, very non-partisan points. And she's written a book called Primal Screams, How the Sexual Revolution Created Identity Politics. It's absolutely fascinating. And she really talks about it, and including about the woke movement from a place of compassion and understanding where all of that is coming from. And also, she wants to put women back in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. So that would be great as well. Check it out.
Next, Doghouse Riley with 20 bins.
That's a bit brutal. What the fuck? What's a bin?
I don't know what a bin is.
What's a bin?
No idea.
Let's try and work out which country it is while the bigots get us to 800. We're still 50 short. Guys, if we don't get to 800 in the next 2 minutes, we will end the stream.
What's a BYN?
Like some Belarusian something?
Probably. Anyway, get
Belarusian knobheads. It's not.
No.
Belarusians have ruble. So what would it be?
BYN.
Yeah, Anton.
YouTube. What is it?
Belarusian ruble.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I guessed it right. Doghouse Riley, thank you. Get John Cleese on before he develops. Fucking hell, mate. We'll get him on after. It'll be more fun.
Yeah, we'll
just ask him the same question 73 times.
Exactly.
So anyway,
and then call it an interview with President Biden.
Yeah.
Next.
Exactly. You do an impersonation. We are 25 likes away. We've got 1 minute, guys.
We've got 1 minute.
We've got to get there.
25 likes to go. We've got 25 likes to go.
Crack through the super chats. That's not what I wanted to say.
Anton, please.
Anton doesn't do requests. He's not a dog.
No. Unless you give £200, then he will do it.
Yeah, then he'll bark as well.
Yeah.
We all will.
Yella, he's a Decker fella. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks, Brendan. Let's cheer him up. Bloody Sky says, speaking of Michael Gove, he and Francis were clearly separated at birth, and he sent us another locals link, which we will check out, but probably not now. Thanks, Bloody Skies. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm lonely, no one to cuck. I am lonely, no one to cuck. Thanks, Eli Munoz.
That's all right. We'll send Francis over. He'll teach you. We
I
are
will.
over 800 likes, so we can talk about our brilliant interview with Mary Eberstad, which is coming soon. We also had a very good interview, didn't we, Francis?
With Neil Oliver.
What?
We haven't talked about Neil Oliver yet.
Yeah, we have.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't talk about it enough.
Chat, am I right or am I wrong?
Let's talk.
We just talked about Neil Oliver.
No, we didn't. Not in any shape or form.
I talked about how the history part of the thing.
Oh yeah,
Do you ever fucking listen?
No, I don't. Anyway, we haven't talked about Mercy Muroki.
Fucking idiot.
We haven't talked about Lawrence Fox's interview.
You absolute fucking idiot.
Let's talk about Jordan Peterson's interview.
Okay. So we also recorded a brilliant interview. Yeah, of course I'm right. Yeah. With Funke is how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Is that right? Funke?
Funke, yeah.
Funke Abimbola, who is a lawyer here in the UK, who, you're going to find this interesting.
Fucking, this is it. This gets them going. They like it.
She is a really interesting person.
Yeah.
She is a former lawyer, well, still a lawyer, I think.
Yeah.
Healthcare executive, and as self-described diversity leader, and of Nigerian descent. She came here when she was 8 to come to school, and she has some very, very interesting and sensible and balanced views on the whole diversity thing. The race report, she had some criticisms, she had some interesting contributions. We unpacked a lot of language with her because she was using a lot of the woke language, but she had a different meaning to it. You guys are going to want to see that interview, I promise you, especially the guys.
Yeah, it was great, and we laughed, we learned, we pushed back. It was very good.
Well demonstrated there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we did. Plenty of that. No touching, obviously, because we're not left-wing comedians.
Yeah, and there's COVID going on.
Yeah, exactly. So we kept a respectful distance.
Yeah.
Which is what you should do.
Between us.
Exactly.
And Mrs. Abimbola.
At all times. Bloody skies, I'm glad all my gender fluid hasn't become children. Thanks, mate. That's exactly the image that I want in my head.
William H. Put some puke faces, says diversity leader. No, I promise you it'll be worth it.
It's very good.
It's a very good interview.
Yeah.
That's why I mentioned it to you, because it will be something that you don't necessarily expect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good interview.
She was a bit... She didn't like anti-bias training.
No, she didn't. But also, she didn't like the Sewell report.
No.
Not a fan. So there's lots of conversation. By the way, someone says in chat, POC plus right-wing, instant fame ticket. Don't think she's right-wing, to be honest.
No.
I don't think she's political, really.
No.
She's just someone that, just thinks about things carefully. She's a lawyer, so she's been well-trained to actually look at facts and
logic
and statistics.
Yeah.
And it's a great conversation. She's very sweet, very funny, very intelligent, very articulate, all the stuff you're not supposed to say about black people, basically.
Yeah, she was great. Fabulous time had by all. That scene in Green Mile is hard to watch, It is indeed. Next.
Kimberly. Oh, no, there we go.
Basher B went to the pub today. Banter was shit, but brilliant. Okay. Thanks, Basher B.
Kimberly sent us a 5. It says, apologize if you have gone over this before, but when did you two first meet, and do you remember your very first impressions of one another? Were they accurate? Loved the show. Ooh, the second part of that we've never discussed.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of me, mate? Other than the fact that I was obviously talented and very, very funny beyond my experience as a comedian.
I don't remember me meeting you for the first time.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I think you do.
No, I didn't. I just thought, who's this little cuck?
You didn't even know the word cuck before you met me. Go on.
No, I don't know.
Tell everybody how brilliantly impressed you were. Go on.
I genuinely can't remember.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No. All right, we can keep doing this. I genuinely can't remember. Where did we meet for the first time?
At the comedy club.
Which one?
That you used to run.
Which one?
What do you mean, which one?
I ran loads of them.
Oh, that's a good point. So I suppose technically the first time we were in the same room together, we didn't speak.
No, and that's the way it should always be.
Yeah, I did actually. I remember Francis, he used to run this little gig above a pub in London, like 30 people.
Yeah.
And he would basically get people in, get comedians in who wanted stage time,
Yeah.
and then get them all to bring a friend
Yep.
to pad the audience.
Yep.
Because that's what an exploitative little shit he was.
Yeah.
Right. And at the end of it, he stand there like a little gimp with a bucket going, please give us money.
Yeah.
So you'd bring a friend, and then people would be encouraged and blackmailed to put money in the bucket.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But was it a good gig?
It was a nice gig, actually,
Yeah.
except for Francis would come in and do new material.
Yeah.
And so everybody, all the new people would come in and do their best, and they'd do well, usually.
Mm.
And then Francis would come in and try some absolute dog shit new material filth.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of it would be good,
Yeah.
and some of it would be absolutely horrific.
It was.
And I just saw, who's this greedy prick?
Yeah. That is how we did it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how
That
we
was
did
my
it.
first impression.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Just
how
someone
we
who's
did it.
taken advantage of vulnerable people.
That's what I did professionally and in my personal life.
He's a good man.
Justin Barker, that Michelin web look was excellent. Have you seen Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun on Netflix? Funniest sketch show I've seen in quite a while. Yeah, it's meant to be quite good, Auntie Donna. They were doing Edinburgh for donkey's years, the Edinburgh Festival. So, not surprised. They're meant to be very good. Never watched them because I hate comedy.
Mark sends another £3 and the link again. I did see that article. We'll maybe talk about it tomorrow, Mark.
Yeah.
I just can't. It's a bit of an issue with Anton sending it to him and stuff like that.
Max,
we'll do it tomorrow.
Max Anthony, what do you think of the landscape of this country will be like this time next year? Has society changed forever? Max Anthony, this society has changed forever in ways that we cannot possibly imagine. We had Mike Driver on a couple of times. He was an entrepreneur. If you've never seen the interviews, go and check them out. They're very good. He was saying about the ridiculousness of making predictions, because you never know what's going to happen. The only thing that you can guarantee in this life is that something's going to happen that you can't possibly predict. And I think if COVID has taught us one thing, is that nobody knows what the fuck's going on. No one knows what's going to happen. No one predicted we'd be in this mess. So who knows what it's going to be like next year?
Mate, you know what? I think the landscape will improve slightly, given the gardeners are going to be back at work. Boom.
Don't ever do that again. It's awful. Henrik Sivertsen! 33 kroner, so that's how the mall got stage time. Yes. That's how I got
That is pretty much how you got stage time, just exploitation.
Yeah.
Just how it's continued.
I just ran a load of gigs. Some of them were shit.
Yeah.
Some were good.
What was the funniest thing that ever happened at one of those shit gigs?
What was the funniest thing that ever happened? I mean, there was quite a few. I remember once, right?
There was quite a few horrific stories.
I remember one bloke who got up. So I ran Angel Comedy, the new act, new material night on a Sunday. It was great fun. We put on everybody from John Bishop right the way through to like funny people.
Joke.
Exactly. He was actually very good live. Anyway.
John Bishop is very good.
Anyway, so this one person came on and thought, yeah, I want to do comedy. Oh, yeah, so I said, right, register, whatever else. This bald, shaven head guy, completely muscled up. Every part of him was a muscle. Even his face was a muscle.
You can just say it like he looked like you sound.
Yeah, shaven head. I went, all right. He then came, he did his set, did 5 minutes of badly constructed pedo gags, where each punchline was basically, and then I fucked a kid. And he did it to 80 of the wokest millennials in the world who were all just sitting there going,
and then I fucked a kid.
And then he went, and then this happened, and then I fucked a kid. Yeah. And then they just went, and then the only sound you could hear was me howling with laughter coming from the back of the room. And people were just turning around and looking at me as I was fucking dying.
Tell him the story about how you asked a woke guy what is the best country in the world.
All right, so I used to MC that gig, and look, it was a lovely gig. I mean, they were very woke and whatever else. And you know, sometimes I'd get bored because they were a really great crowd. And
it was very easy to play.
Yeah,
if you didn't, do edgy stuff.
If you were going to do simple, accessible material, they would love it. Again, they're a nice bunch. But yeah, so I was bored one day. And I said to one of them in the front rows, he was there on a date, And
you got to remember, do you remember those polo shirts that Francis used to wear with his tattoos out and everything? He used to wear those on stage.
Yeah. And I went, what is the greatest country in the world? to this guy on a date with this guy. Was like,
Thailand.
Thailand. I went, no, and I just went, wrong, England.
You have never seen some middle-class assholes clench that fast. They were like a little clam.
We had so many. I remember one bloke went on stage, and he was, what was it? There was so many of them. He did 7 minutes of appalling material, appalling political jokes, and then closed his set with a massive photo of a prolapsed anus. And because he went over his time by so long, he asked to come in again. I had sent him an email back. I went, mate, you went over by this amount of time, and you closed with a picture of a prolapsed anus. He went, I'm very sorry that I went over time. I'm just not used to my material getting laughs. It threw me. And then the best bit, and when he was the response to the prolapsed anus, he went, it's not my fault. Blame it. It's not my fault. That's David Cameron's Britain.
David Cameron's Britain.
That's what he said.
Was that the joke? This is a picture of David Cameron's Britain and a prolapsed anus?
No, I can't remember what he was talking about.
Some of the shit that used to happen at those gigs, I remember one of them was not going well.
Yeah.
And then a female comedian went on.
Yeah.
Like the gig is going badly already.
Yeah.
And you need someone to pick it up. You need someone to come in and be lighthearted and win everybody over and be like, I'm going to be funny. We're going to build this up. Not everyone is shit. And she went on and said, I've just been diagnosed with cancer. Would you like to guess which one?
Oh, yeah.
And after a short pause, someone from the audience shouted out, your brain.
Yeah, I remember that. Were you there?
I can't even remember now. I think I was there, or maybe I heard the story being told.
Yeah.
I mean, it was absolutely fucking atrocious.
It was one of the worst gigs just before Christmas. It was dead. It was awful. Everybody was in a shit mood. And she went on stage and went, and this is true, by the way, the poor woman had just been diagnosed with cancer. She was going to go in the next day for an operation. And I looked at her and I went, is this going to be, and she went, oh, it's all going to be new, so I don't know if it's going to be funny. And she went on stage and went, I've just been diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. Can you guess where my tumor is? And some bloke from the back shouted out, your brain.
Mate, some of the things that used to happen at open mic gigs, oh my word.
That's what actually I used to love about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, if you could detach yourself from just how bad it was,
yeah,
it was actually really good.
Oh yeah, there was some moments in it that were utterly incredible.
Oh man.
I remember this bloke came on stage once. I can't remember his name. He came on stage wearing nothing but a trench coat and a gimp mask. He stood on the table, Angel, took off his trench coat. He was wearing black socks and these thin Y fronts, right, where you could practically see everything. The music kicked in, and he started serenading this girl in the front row with the song. It's called "You're a Voyeur and You Love It." Although that wasn't, and then everyone was looking at him like.
So, a piece of advice, guys: if you go to an open mic comedy show, do not sit in the front row, whatever you do.
Although my favourite was that gig. You remember that one that I used to do at the Blue Post in Soho? We got what was his face? So there was a comedian, lovely man called William Lee, but not the best comic, William, but a lovely man. And he had a routine, right? And William is an Australian Chinese bloke, and he had a routine about Godzilla paedophile. What would happen if Godzilla was a paedophile? And it was about him grabbing a school bus, biting into it, and eating all the kids. And then he performed that in front of 4 bemused German tourists. It's just these girls looking at him going, what is this?
What is Godzilla?
As he mimed, grabbing the... Anyway. Great days. I wasn't depressed through them.
This is unbelievable. And anyway, Anton, let's crack on with the super chats. Find out what people are saying.
Watch back starring Mitchell and Webb on all 4 hilarious.com, and it could do.
Thanks, Nick.
Next, Holby Camilton, missed the first minute, so wonder where you're headed for dinner. If I was choosing, I would go to Shooters or Cinnamon Club. I hope they both made it. Hey, have a couple of quid, or here's a couple of quid for dessert, and Mitch a shoe. Merci beaucoup.
Thanks, Colby. We are going tomorrow to Il Portico, which I believe is the oldest family-run Italian restaurant in London. There's been a lot of people going there. Mike Graham was there the other day. He posted some pictures that made me super hungry.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mikey Graham.
Yeah, some asparagus.
Mickey. Next.
Yes. But thanks, Colby. We'll be going there tomorrow and then doing an intoxicated stream.
Splendid.
By the way, that thing you just sent me on Twitter, Colby, Jesus wouldn't be proud of you, man. Do you know what he said?
What?
He said because do you remember you said that somebody's face was Justin Trudeau's face was the face of someone being sucked off.
Yeah.
And I said, you know it because you've seen it and I haven't. And he said, KK, if you ever want to see the face of a man being sucked off, look up. He wouldn't be proud of you, Colby. I'm just saying. Jesus wouldn't approve.
Thanks, Basher B. Glad to be of service.
Basher B enjoyed it. He loved it.
He loved it.
He's almost like a bird. But anyway, Anton, do we need to talk about Retalk? Have we talked about Retalk yet?
Briefly. But anyway, we're sponsored by Retalk. Yeah.
Great transition.
Yeah, there we go. There it is. It's Retalk. It is a social media platform where you can talk and you can connect with people. And unlike the majority of social media platforms, which have a pro-left bias, Retalk is a centrist platform that does not censor you. It is very, very good. We heartily endorse it. Here it is.
There's a red moon in Arizona.
There you go. That's very pretty, isn't it?
Blood will be spilled this night.
Yeah, well, sadly. So there we go. There we go.
Nesquik, just a coincidence. There you go. So there's top-level bands, memes, discussions, etc. It's pretty cool. And they've been very supportive to Triggernometry, so make sure you go and check it out. Thanks for that. Anton, let's talk about vaccine passports and how we can defeat them. There was a little spectator graph on Twitter that I sent you earlier. Let's talk about this because I think I found a way to end vaccine passports for good.
Let's see your cunning plan. Go for it.
My cunning plan. Look at this. So, Francis, share of over 60 population in the UK who are not vaccinated by ethnicity. Nearly 33%, nearly a third of black people, 25% Chinese, Pakistani, Bangladeshi, Indian, Irish, and white British are the lowest. So they've all been basically vaccinated, 4%. Yeah. So I think it's very clear. The purpose of vaccine passports is to exclude people who have not been vaccinated, right? Yeah. Now, do people in the UK really want to exclude black people?
Some probably do.
I mean, some probably do, right? Woke people. But apart from that, you know, I think let's be clear. Vaccine passports are racist.
Yeah, they are.
They're racist. We don't want to discriminate against black people on the show.
No.
That is why we can't have vaccine passports.
Absolutely.
Spread the word, write to UMP. Vaccine passports infringe on the rights of black people, of other minorities. It's unacceptable. They're racist. Stop racism. Hashtag stop racism.
Exactly. Next.
Let's get some, you know what, let's get some bombs in the chat for Eleanor. I mean, she sent us 50 quid. Let's get some bombs in the chat. She says, not many things can make me smile more than a KK laugh and an FF gammon cam.
Thank you very much, Eleanor.
Eleanor, thank you very
much.
much.
God bless you.
We really appreciate it. Let's get some bombs in the chat for Eleanor.
Yes, that's right. Fucking get some bombs in the fucking chat for Eleanor. There we go. Lovely. We'll crack for a few more super chattios. How was George Carlin viewed in UK comic circles? He was seen as a brilliant comedian, somebody who was a true trailblazer, somebody who fused political commentary with stand-up comedy.
We're getting massive echo. Do you know what's going on? Anton's pressed some kind of button and we're fucked.
Yeah, so we've got echo.
Don't say anything.
That sounds fine.
Anton's just randomly pressing buttons.
How does it sound now?
Is it still fucked?
There's no. Yeah. There we go.
It's an audio prolapse. Anton, press some kind of button when you switched over to the gammon cam by accident.
Right.
Are we fine now?
Yeah, we're fine now.
Are we better now? People, come on. They're still spamming. We're not.
Still. Let's see.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see.
I'll be right back.
Be right back. See, it's my show now, even though it's booming.
Tried to talk about this.
Mate, what are you talking about? I am the show. I am the talk. Let's see. I'm just going to carry on.
Oh, it's this.
There we go.
That should be better.
That should be better.
No?
Is it the same?
What?
What's going on? Nobody knows. Yes. How is it better now? Let's.
What about now?
What about now?
That should be better.
That should be better. Ain't that better?
Ain't that really? How is that not better? I don't get it.
Oh, unless you're trolling.
What if we?
Let's see. Keep talking.
Okay, this is better now.
This is better now.
Yeah, this is better now. So
I fucking fixed it.
you fucking fixed
You want
it,
to do
man.
something? Do yourself.
Anyway, so George Carlin was seen as one of the greatest comedians of all time, but now he is a problematic bigot who should be cancelled.
That's it. We fixed it. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of George Carlin. Always have been. Of course, and actually George Carlin, by the way, by modern standards, he would be extremely left wing on some things, but he would be quite problematic in that he thought free speech was important.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the pussies on the comedy circuit now wouldn't even know who he is.
I want the correct opinion so that someone gives me a career.
Yeah, agreed.
Pussies. Next,
Crack on, Anton.
Jose Luis Garcia.
Yeah, we have invited him on. Thank you,
Get
Jose.
Michael Malice on.
Thank you, Jose Luis.
Jose Luis
Jose
Garcia.
Luis.
Anton fell down a hole. Thanks, Brendan.
I wish.
Don't worry, we'll put you in one later.
No, we really won't because he's bigger and stronger than us.
He's not bigger, he's stronger.
Which is,
You're bigger than all of us,
I know.
and we could take him.
That's it for now.
That is it for now.
All right, cool. Well, we've got a bunch of stories that we still haven't talked about, Francis. One of them
Yeah.
I'm about to pick out.
Let's see. Which one? Let's talk about. There's lots that we can talk about. Let's talk about your boys.
No, my boys. We talked
Yeah.
about your boys
Yeah.
cancelling Obama. Let's talk about my lot.
Yeah, let's do it. Here we go. Russia's spies attack British democracy, says Rob.
Excellent.
This is what you lot get up to.
Yes, it is.
Britain has accused Russia's foreign intelligence service of conducting a series of cyber
Anton,
attacks.
apparently we've got 2 mics live at the moment.
That's right, isn't it?
We are meant to have 2 mics live, aren't we? But man.
No, sounds fine to me.
Sounds fine.
Yeah, it is fine.
Britain has accused Russia's foreign intelligence service of and attempting to influence democratic elections. Next.
Yeah, the announcement came after President Biden issued unprecedented sanctions against Russia. Anton, let's click on that. I want to find out. I haven't read the story yet. I want to find out what the actual sanctions are. No, the link. Keep going down. Issued unprecedented sanctions. Click that, and then
It just goes back up.
what the fuck? Okay, fine. Fucking times. Anyway, including restricting its ability to issue sovereign debt in response to the cyber attacks, election meddling, and putting bounties on the heads of U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. That's a bit. Biden also announced the expulsion of 10 Russian diplomats.
Good. Get rid of him.
Believed to be intelligence agents, and sanctions on 32 individuals involved with interference in elections. We're going to get a little phone call, aren't we? The Foreign Office said GCHQ and the National Cybersecurity Center agreed it was highly likely that Russia's foreign spy agency, the SVR, was responsible for the so-called SolarWinds hack and meddling in elections.
We see what Russia is doing to undermine our democracies. Yeah, get your hands off. Dominic Raab, the Foreign Secretary, said the UK and US are calling out Russia's malicious behavior to enable our international partners and businesses at home to better defend and prepare themselves against this type of action. There you go, mate. The UK will continue to work with allies to call out Russia's malign behavior where we see it.
Has the UK become like a girl on Instagram, like calling out behavior instead of actually doing something? Anyway.
This NCSC said the overall impact of the SVR's attack on the UK was low, but said it had identified a low single-digit number of public sector organizations that had been targeted through the SolarWinds vulnerability.
Britain also joined the US, the EU, Australia, and Canada in coordinated sanctions against 8 individuals and entities associated with Russia's occupation of Crimea in Ukraine. Anton, keep going. A statement from the White House listed as its first reason for Moscow's efforts to undermine the conduct of free and fair democratic elections and democratic institutions in the United States and its allies and partners. This referred to allegations that Russian intelligence agencies mounted persistent disinformation campaigns during the 2016 and 2020 presidential elections, in part to help Donald Trump. Again, I'm tired of the smear tactics. This prick was saying we tried to get Corbyn elected.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's why he romped home with 18%.
If we wanted to get the right president, we would have got our man.
Yeah. That's why.
And we did.
That's why he
Joe Biden.
Yep, that's why he romped home with a 19% victory. Right, I think that's enough, Anton.
What about my boys? What are they saying? Is there any comment from the Russians? I want to hear the other side of the story, Anton. We can't just have it. Keep going. Is that it?
That's it.
Is that it? What sort of unbiased reporting is this from the Times? We need to hear from my Uncle Vlad.
Mate, you don't deserve a voice.
About the provocation and false allegations which will be dealt with without remorse.
Yeah, exactly. Ruski spies attack everyone. They're hopeless. Yeah, that's a good point, Brendan. This
is unbelievable bigotry.
It is.
And prejudice against my people.
It is, but we should talk about another story, mate, because there's loads to talk about.
Is there?
Oh, there is.
I don't think so.
There is. So let's talk about, there's so much to talk about. Should we talk about a little bit about BLM? What they've been up to?
Oh, yes, of course, we should. The top story, in fact, is the one that we should talk about. This is how you abolish capitalism, guys. We're going to end the stream on this because this is brilliant. BLM's quote-unquote Marxist co-founder raked in $20,000 a month as chairwoman of Jail Reform Group. This is the one that has 5 houses. That's how much she believes in abolishing capitalism.
So Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation co-founder and executive director Patrice Carnes Cullis, a self-identified trained Marxist, raked in upwards of $20,000 a month, serving as the chairwoman of a Los Angeles jail reform group in 2019, according to campaign finance.
You see, me and you, right, and Anton, well, him less so, but we sit here every night, right, like glorified strippers, right, talking shit.
No, not really glorified strippers.
Yeah,
have got skills,
worse than strippers, exactly. We don't have skills, right? And this lady, I mean, she's cracked the whole capitalism thing. I think that's why she wants to abolish it, because she's realized how rigged it is in favor of people who can make 20 grand a month.
She makes $20,000 a month.
Yeah, let's find out more about her brilliant plan to abolish capitalism, Anton. Go on.
Reform LA jails disbursed a total of $191,000 to Cullis in 2019 through her consulting firm, Janaya and Patrice Consulting, according to financial records submitted to the California Fair Political Practices Commission. The description for each of the 7 reported payments to the Cullis firm that year read, P. Cullis, Principal Officer, Business Owner. It is unclear when exactly Reform LA Jails began paying Cullis through her firm, which is named after the BLM co-founder and her spouse, Janaya Khan. The first payment of $51,000 occurred between January 2019 and the end of June 2019, according to an FPPC report covering that time frame. The exact date of the payment isn't disclosed in the report.
Anyway, enough of that. So basically, guys, I'd just like to close out the stream by saying I think racial justice is very important, right? I think defunding the police is crucial, and I think we should abolish capitalism. Now, send us 20 grand a month.
Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it. I think that's what we should. I think that should be actually the introductory video on the TRIGGERnometry YouTube channel.
You know what? This always makes me laugh because...
You didn't laugh, though.
No, because, you know, the same thing happened in Venezuela. You have all these people talking about, oh, you know, we overthrow capitalism, blah, 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 blah. And then they just have loads of money. You know, how does that work? You know why? Because buying stuff is great fun. So is owning stuff.
And eating stuff.
And eating stuff, which is the best fun. So, you know what? In many ways, she's got the best of both worlds.
Absolutely.
Because everybody thinks, you know, she is a paragon of moral virtue and she's raking in the cash. Good for you, princess.
Exactly. End racism, defund fun. Look, end racism, send us money. That's how I think we should just, That's the policy of TRIGGERnometry, always has been.
Always has been, always will be. Defund fun.
We feel very strongly about racism, guys. Very, very strongly.
And on that note, Thank you so much for watching the stream.
We've got one more super
We've
chat.
got. This is 20 grand. For fuck's sake.
This is 20 grand in Bolivars a summer. Brendan O'Leary, thank you very much for the £2. Guys, we're going to see you tomorrow with our Intoxicated Raw show. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Probably the last one ever. Ever. So be back here, 7 p.m. UK time tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Follow us on all the social medias. TriggerPod, Francis J. Foster, Konstantin Kisin. Instagram. We're looking to build our Instagram profile so we can show sexy pictures